All right, so good morning or afternoon, again, depending on where you're coming from. My name is Marie Strauch. I'm one of the educators with Your New School. I am a licensed cosmetologist and cosmetology instructor. I've been in the industry for 28 years. Of those 28 years, I spent 22 years teaching, 15 years in a traditional beauty school setting. And then for the last 7 years, I've been teaching with Your New School virtually. And the entire 28 years, I've been behind the chair and I'm still behind the chair. So today we are going to talk about our new cream gels. We're going to go through a PowerPoint that's going to talk about the product and how to use it. And then I will flip my camera on, and on a nail trainer hand, I will show you what the cream gels look like and how to use them. So Nail Alliance's mission statement is to provide the salon industry with all the tools needed to help make salon businesses even more successful with the latest and greatest in nail products. Establish opportunity for learning through proper education and training courses domestically and internationally. Create superiority within the industry as the go-to nail manufacturer for state-of-the-art products proven to perform to the best of standards while upholding the motto, done right from the start. And to understand the needs of the salon industry. As nail professionals ourselves, we have a clear understanding of the industry and the demand for the highest quality products and services possible, which is why quality has and will always be our number one priority. So who is Nail Alliance? Nail Alliance is the Gelish soak-off gel polishes, Gelish hard gels, Morgan Taylor nail polish, Bare Luxury manicure pedicure products, Nail Harmony, Prohesion, and more. And that will be our cream gels. So cream gels is our newest product that we just launched, and they truly, in my opinion, are amazing. They are so easy to work with. So if you are familiar with Gelish and working with our soak-off gel polishes, this is going to be very easy because this is a gel polish. It's just a different consistency. So when you are working with the cream gels, you are going to still need your essentials, which are all the same products that you would use in our standard gel polish application. So the first one you're going to need is pH bond. That's your nail dehydrator. This is going to balance the nail to a neutral pH and remove any surface oils. There's no fragrance or dye in the product, meaning it's not going to leave any residue on the nail that could interfere with adhesion of any of our soak-off products. We use pH bond in just about all of our services. Prior to our acrylics, our hard gels, gel polish. You can even use it in your manicure and pedicure services prior to polish, just to make sure that the nail doesn't have any surface oils to give you your best adhesion. Next is our cuticle oil. We do have two cuticle oils. I personally love Nourish. We also have one called Remedy. You could use either one. Nourish contains 6 highly enriched ingredients, and those are sweet almond oil, sesame seed oil, sunflower seed oil, grapeseed oil, vitamin E, and aloe vera. And this cuticle oil is to rehydrate the skin surrounding the nail and cuticle without causing any lifting or peeling of your artificial nail products. And again, I use Nourish in all of my services. Then we have foundation. Foundation is your gel base coat. You do not need a primer when you are doing a gel polish application or a cream gel polish application. The foundation base gel is what's going to create that adhesive bond between the nail plate and your soak-off gel products. We use the foundation base gel not only for our gel polish applications, but we also use it underneath structure gel, our builder in a bottle, polygel, as well as our hard gel system. Depending on what lamps you're using, it requires a 5-second cure in our 18G or 1 minute in a UV light. Each bottle will give you about 70 to 90 full sets. You want to use this product very sparingly. It should not look glossy. You want to apply this with force. This is the only product that you're not floating onto the nail. You really want to massage a thin layer onto the nail. You also do not want to over cure the foundation. If you over cure it, it becomes too rigid, and we want our polish applications to stay more flexible. So do not over cure foundation. Next is top it off. This is your top coat or sealer. There's no dulling or peeling. It's specifically designed to cure evenly with minimal shrinkage, stopping peeling from the nail, and proper cure times will ensure no dulling. It also removes quickly. Once the seal has been broken, and as long as you did just a standard polish application, it will soak off in anywhere from 10 to 12 minutes. It's also non-yellowing. It utilizes the latest technologies and photo initiators to completely cure in your LED lights in 30 seconds or 2 minutes if you're using a UV light. So we have our standard top it off, which is our glossy top it off. If you want it in matte, we have a matte top coat as well. Both the glossy and the matte have an inhibition layer that needs to be cleansed after it has cured. If you want a no cleanse top coat, then we have our no cleanse, which is our universal top coat. This is used over our gel polishes, our acrylics, our polygel, our hard gels. And the nice thing is after it cures, you don't need to cleanse it. However, it does have a longer cure time. It is 60 seconds. And it is not the 60-second cycle that's on our 18G or our Comfort Cure or unplugged lamp. You have to do 30 seconds twice. Or if you're using a traditional UV lamp, then it's a 3-minute cure. The 60-second option on our lamps is called Comfort Cure. So when you're curing, the first 30 seconds is at low power. And it will gradually increase in power. And then once it hits 30 seconds, then the lamp will go to full power. So this top coat needs 60 seconds at full power. So that's why we have to do 30 seconds twice. This is also the top coat that you would use with our chrome sticks. So if you like chrome powders, you definitely want to be using a no cleanse top coat so that you can get that really nice chrome finish. All right, so let's talk about the cream gels. These are palettes. They are for color lovers that want an entire color collection in the palm of their hands. They are a solid cream gel. So it's a unique solid LED gel that gives you a really nice, smooth, buttery, workable texture with complete control. There's no pooling near the cuticle or the nail groove. It pretty much stays where you put it. Each palette has 6 colors that come in a really lightweight little case. So it's nice and portable. It goes where you go with no spilling, no mess. The reason why I love this so much is you get 6 polish colors in one palette. And you're not having to carry 6 bottles of polish. So again, it goes where you go and it's amazing. So things about the palette. Each shade pops out. So if you open up your palette, each of those little pots will pop out so that you can refill or buy a refill if you tend to use one color more than another color. Each little pot will give you 10 applications. So you get 6 colors in a palette. So the palette will give you 60 full set applications. Again, each color gives you 10 applications. Each palette also comes with a brush. So you don't have to worry about finding a brush. The palette will come with one. When you want to clean your brush between colors, you just use a lint-free wipe with some nail surface cleanser and wipe it clean. If you have a lot of buildup in your brush, you can just soak it in the nail surface cleanser for a few minutes to really deep clean it. You could also use polish remover if you wanted to, but the surface cleanse works just fine. You can also mix them. So you can create your own custom shades. You don't have to just mix within the same palette. You can mix colors from other palettes. So we do have 4 different palettes to choose from. We have our pastels, our neons, our neutrals, and our deeps to choose from. And you can mix them all in different proportions to create your own shades. So with that being said, we have 4 palettes. That's 24 shades of polish that you can hold in the palm of your hand. So as a traveling nail tech, that is fantastic to not have to have bottles of polish with me, gel polish when I'm doing gel manicures. So for that, I absolutely love these palettes. And I'm pretty sure you can find somebody can find a color between 24 shades. Do I still carry my regular polish bottles with me? Of course I do. There's certain shades that are not in these palettes and clients like them. So I do carry them. But for the most part, I don't have to have bottles with me when I'm traveling. So I love, love, love these palettes. Your preparation, if you are, again, familiar with the Gelish Soak Off Gel Polish, the application is exactly the same. Nothing is changing. The only thing that's changing is the consistency of the polish. So your prep is still the same. Dry manicure, push back the eponychium, clean the surrounding nail plate of any excess cuticle, trim, file, shape the natural nail. Your client's asking for that. Gently remove the shine off of the surface of the nail with the 180 side of your 100-180 grit buffer. Cleanse the nail to remove that dust. Dehydrate with your pH bond, and then apply your foundation base gel. And again, you want a small amount, really massage it into the nail bed or the nail plate, cap the free edge, give it a 5-second cure, and then dry brush it. You want to use a dry synthetic brush and just brush the surface of your base coat so that it's more textured, so that the polish will adhere and stay put. And you're going to treat it just like a gel polish. You do need 2 thin coats. So you'll apply your first coat of your chosen color, give it a 30-second cure, just like the regular gelish. Do a second coat. If you need to, clean up around the cuticle or the nail groove. I have found, because this is in a cream form, it doesn't pool near the cuticle or the nail groove. You don't get that flooding. It stays where you put it. So you do minimal cleanup, if any. Give that second coat a 30-second cure, and then finish with your choice of top coats. Again, just remember what top coat you're using so you know what cure times to use, as well as if you need to cleanse it or not. If you're using the matte or the regular, top it off and give it a 30-second cure, and then cleanse the nail with nail surface cleanse and a lint-free wipe, and then apply cuticle. If you are using the no cleanse top coat, you're going to do 2 rounds of 30 seconds, and then you don't need to cleanse the nail. You can just finish with your cuticle oil. It also removes the same way the original gel polish removal. So break the seal with a 180 grit file, saturate the cotton portion of a Wrap It Off wrap with artificial nail remover, place that over the nail, secure your foil, let them sit for 10 to 12 minutes, open up the foil, gently push the product off. If it's not coming off easily, let it soak a little longer. Once it's been removed, lightly buff the surface of the nail. Now, I have found that it soaks off a lot nicer. I don't want to say nicer, but I found that it's easier to soak the cream gels than the regular gel polish. It just comes off like butter. So I don't know. It holds just as long. So I'm still getting 2, sometimes 3 weeks out of it, but it soaks off quite nicely. And that is it. So the steps and everything is the same as our gel polish. The only difference is the consistency of the polish. So I'm going to flip my camera on and we will get to application. So if you want more information on the cream gels, ordering them, getting them in your schools, you would contact the account executives at your new school. And then for future webinars, you can always reach out to either myself or Diana, and we'd be more than happy to do a webinar for your schools. All right, let me stop sharing the PowerPoint and we will get to the application. So I have all 4 palettes. Now these palettes have definitely been used because I've been having a lot of fun with them. So the palettes that we currently have we have our pastels. So each palette has a brush and each pot pops out and it doesn't pour out, it doesn't drip out. And if you use one color more than another color, you can buy a refill and pop it back in. So our pastels, we have pastel blue, mint, periwinkle, pink, teal, and orange. For our neons, we have purple, blue, pink, yellow, red, and green. Our neutrals, we have white, tan, mauve, taupe, rose, and brown. And the brown is a really light, creamy brown. Somebody says we cannot see. Can you guys not see the mannequin hand? Let me know if you guys can't see. Is anybody else having issues? Okay, so who Precious? It might be on your end. And then the final palette is our deeps. And this one has your black in it. So if you want white, you're going to do the pastel. Black will have, or the deep will have the black. And then in this palette, we have burgundy, true red, wine. This is the only one that has a glitter in it, which is a pinky glitter. And then fire red. So I don't know what colors I'm going to do yet, but we're going to do some of these colors. Now, if you're going to be mixing colors, make sure you have a palette that you can mix. For me personally, when I was doing a French application, I wanted to do a French, but these were just a bit too opaque. I wanted more of a not sheer, but more of a baby pink. And I found mixing the rose mauve with the tan nude makes a really pretty soft pink. So don't be afraid to mix the shades to create your own custom shade to your liking. So the first thing we need to do is proper prep. So we're going to make sure your client's hands and nails are sanitized. I don't know where this glitter's coming from, but I got glitter everywhere. You're going to push back your cuticles. Maybe we'll do one color from each palette. So we'll do all 4 nails. We'll do a pastel, a deep, a nude, and a neon. File and shape your client's natural nails. Trim them down if they want them trimmed. So here are some other things that I have found working with. We want to buff with the 180 side, which is the side that has the logo on it. So things that I've been playing around with it that I've noticed that some things you can do really well with it, which you can't really do really well with regular gel polish, and then things that you can't do with it that you can do with regular polish. So I'm not saying this would replace gel polish altogether. But what I found that with regular polish, when you try to do a sponge design where you want to sponge the polish on, with the regular gel polish, it gets very bubbly looking. It's not very soft, and it doesn't look like you sponged it on. It kind of it almost looks like it's pitted. But with the cream gels, they sponge on beautifully. So if you like that sponged ombre look, the cream gels are beautiful for that. What you cannot do with the cream gels is use blooming gel with it. Because it's so thick and creamy, it does not bloom out on the nail at all. Sometimes it doesn't even stick to the nail. So if you're going to use blooming gel, you have to use regular gel polish so that it gets that bloomed look. It will not bloom with the regular blooming or with the cream gels. So that is what I have found the point of difference is when I was working with it, just to see, what can I do with it? What can't I do with it? So yeah, blooming gel, no, but if you're looking for that ombre, um, you definitely can sponge it on. It sponges beautifully. All right, so we dehydrated the nail. We're now going to grab the foundation base coat. So like I said, you do not want a lot. You want to scrape as much of it off as you can based on the nails. So there's plenty of foundation for all 4 fingers. I will not need to dip back into that jar. So what I want to do is start in the center of the nail for nails this length. I want to spread out my bristles and I'm going to shimmy, 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 shimmy my edge of my brush to that cuticle. And I'm pushing down and really putting a thin coat onto the nail. Then I'm going to rotate my brush and do that to the next finger. Now, if I'm doing this on a person, I usually start with their thumb because it's the largest finger and I have the most product on my brush. So I'm going to rotate my brush, move on to the next finger. So when I'm pushing down on the bristles, it's pushing the excess foundation gel to the surface of the brush. And then I'm using that gel on the next finger. And then as I'm shimmying and wiggling my brush, it's causing any product that was on the wand of the brush to start seeping down onto my bristles. And I will use that product on the next nail. And I will continue until I cannot get any product off of my brush. So I probably can do the other hand with just what's on here. So that's it. You don't want a lot, very, very little. We're going to give that a 5-second cure. And I don't know where my dry brush went. Where's my dry brush? There it is. So I've just taken a clean synthetic brush and I'm just going to wipe my foundation. And then I always clean my foundation brush as soon as I'm done doing my dry brushing so that it has time to dry for my next client. So I use my nail surface cleanser and I just clean my brush, set that aside, let it dry, and it's ready for my next client. Okay, let's do let's do I for sure want to do neon green, I think. So we'll do neon green. We'll do the rose mauve, I don't know what pastel, maybe the purple pastel and maybe wine. Maybe wine. That's what we'll do. All right. So let's start with our neon. And what did I say? Green? We'll do neon green. That is bright. It is very bright. Let me move these out of my way. So you will notice that it is nice and thick. You kind of got to break the little string. So we have a nice bead. And we're just going to do a thin coat. Tap your free edge. All right, we're going to do, what did I say we were doing? Pastel or periwinkle? I think we're doing periwinkle. Can I even use mint? Yeah. If you are into nail art, these are great for striping when you really want to get those nice clean lines because they are thick and it stays where you put it. So you can really, and it's a little heavier on your brush. So when you go to stripe, the brush isn't moving all over the place. So you can really get those really nice, clean, sharp lines. What did I say I was doing? Rose pink, rose? Yeah, I said I was doing rose. Um, my daughter did her full set and she did her entire hand, both hands checkerboard. And she said it was so easy to do the checkerboard because the cream gels stayed where she put it and she was able to do her own nail art even on her opposite hand because it was so easy to do the design because it just stayed where you put it. So she loved that aspect of it. My daughter's also licensed, so she knows what she's doing. Well, then again, I have a 17-year-old who's not licensed and she knows what she's doing. She loves to do, what color did I say? Wine? We'll do wine. All right, let's give the, oh, I just smudged my green. Let me fix it. Don't smudge your green. All right, let's give that a cure. Let's move these out of the way so they don't get cured by the light. Well, all you have to do is close the cap, but I don't want my brushes to get cured by the light. So give these a 30-second cure. Do our second coat. So like this one, this color was just way too pinky for me to do as a French. I wanted something a little more natural if I was going to do a pink and a white. And these were just not the right shade that I wanted. I'll, after, while that's curing, we'll mix a couple of shades so I can show you how to mix that. These would actually be really great retail. Like if you wanted to retail, like clients who want to do their own gel nails at home. The reason why a lot of people struggle with it is because they make a mess. They pool around the cuticle and the nail groove. Well, this is going to prevent that from happening. So this would be a really great retail product with like a little mini lamp. And I'm not pushing down too hard on my brush. I'm I'm applying a little bit of pressure, but not a lot of pressure. I'm still floating it on the nail. Let me clean that brush, get rid of that. Clean this brush. So I'm going to use the No Cleanse top coat because that's what I have. I don't know where my other top coat disappeared to, my regular top coat. So we're just going to use the No Cleanse. And that needs 2 rounds of 30. So we're going to grab our palette. I'm going to grab my spatula. If you don't have one of these spatulas, you could use the end of a polygel tool. But all you would do is grab the color that you want. So I liked that rose kind of color, but it was just too pink. So I just grabbed some of the tan. Gotta do one more round of 30. And then I just use the brush and I just mix it together. And I liked this softer pink instead. And it was just a nice softer pink. To do a French application. You can add more pink, you can add less of the taupe, make it, so you can mix it, whatever proportions you want to create your shade. So I love that. But like I said, this sponges so beautifully. Let me find a sponge. I know I top coated these. We're going to pretend I didn't top coat it. Just because we're going to pretend I didn't. And we're going to put that right on my sponge. And then you can sponge that on. And it sponges like real regular polish. Yep, you can absolutely soften it with top coat. Whereas regular polish, it gets bubbly looking, where this gets really polished looking or not textured, but soft. It's really soft. That's really close. So you can definitely mix your colors together. No, I cannot show you how to soak it off because it will melt my mannequin hand, unfortunately. But to soak it off, you soak it off just like you soak off gel polish because there's nothing, it is gel polish. So this is gel polish. It's just in a cream form. It's just not in a liquidy form. So it soaks off and is applied the same way you would apply gel polish, gelish, regular gel polish. So nothing is changing except for the consistency of the product. So instead of being liquidy, it's really creamy. That's it. And you can mix like colors between different palettes. So like if you like this red, but you want to soften this red with one of these pinks, you can mix this red with this pink. You can mix this red with that brown to deepen it if you wanted to. The possibilities are endless. Like you can definitely mix them. It's no different than mixing your regular gel polishes. Because I mix gel polishes all the time. But like I said with the blooming gel, I'm going to throw blooming gel on one of these nails just to kind of show you what I'm talking about because it's not going to bloom out. So if I take blooming gel and I put blooming gel over my polish, and again, we're going to pretend I did not top coat. Blooming gel goes on before top coat. And I grab a dotting tool. We'll just use black. And I go and I put a dot. It just sits there. It doesn't do anything. But if I were to take black polish, is this black? Yeah. And I dot with my black polish. The black polish is just going to slowly start dissipating and I will get that bloom, that tie-dye look where I'm not going to get that with the blue, with the cream gel. It's just too thick. But what I do love about the cream gels is when you want to stripe with it. Let me find a striper. Now I can stripe fairly well with regular polish too. Like I don't have an issue with striping, but I can tell you that when I first was, in the industry and doing nail art, striping to get those really nice, clean, straight lines that took time, that took practice. With the cream gels, because it's not dripping off of my brush, and it's heavier, when I lay my brush down and I go to stripe, it just stays exactly where I put it. And I get these beautiful straight lines with no effort. Like it's just effortless. Now, I do find that if you wanted to do those like leopard stripes or animal print stripes, it's okay. It takes a little more effort to get them. It doesn't glide as beautifully like regular polish does. But can it be done? Yes. It just takes a little more effort. If you wanted those more whimsical shapes. It doesn't glide. You don't get that nice glide like you get with regular polish. So depending on the type of striping that you're going to do, if you're looking for those clean, crisp lines, the cream gel, hands down, my favorite. If you're looking for the more whimsical, you want something that's got a little more fluidity to it, and then I would go with the regular polish. So again, They both have specific things that I love about them. Like I said, I would never replace all my polishes with a cream polish. But when you're traveling or for nail art stuff, oh my God, these are a game changer. I absolutely love them. My two favorite palettes is the dark and the neutral. Don't get me wrong, I love pastels. I love all the fun colors, but I gravitate towards the deeps and the neutrals is what I use the most of. So if I was going to pick two palettes, I would definitely recommend the neutral and the darks. And then, I mean, why not have the other two palettes? I believe these are roughly between 12 and $13. So I think that's a good deal. I mean, at least that's school pricing. That's a steal when you're getting $13 for 6 colors. Um, like absolutely all day long. Any questions? Hang on. Let me look through that chat box really quick. I lied. School price is $907. So for schools, if you are an educator and you want these in your schools, the price for schools is $907. Thanks, Shelly. I didn't see that you were on. I mean, you can't beat that. Less than $10. I mean, a regular polish is like $12. I don't know. Shell, how much is school price for regular polish? So it's probably like the same price. One color.
The Gelish is 11.87 each.
Yeah, so
School
you're getting
costs.
6 colors for less than the price of one bottle.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Can you mix the cream and the honestly, that's one thing I have not tried. So guess what? We're gonna do it. Because why not? We're gonna do neon blue, and I'm just gonna grab this blue. Because again, why not? So it definitely, of course, it's going to change the consistency. It's not going to be as creamy or thick. Now, the one thing I don't know is will it hold up for the full 2 weeks like a regular polish? That I cannot tell you because I haven't tried it yet. I could definitely test that theory. Ooh, but it goes on very nice. Yeah, it goes on quite nicely. It's still thicker than the regular polish. Not as thick as the cream. It stripes nicely for clean line stripes. You get a little more fluidity out of it. Still not as nice as regular polish or regular gel polish, I should say. Yeah, I think I would still do regular um, polish, regular gel polish for the more whimsical striping. But for clean line striping, yeah, absolutely. Mix these colors. Have fun. Any other questions? And if I did not mention, this little palette is from the Dollar Tree. If you're looking for a cute little mixing palette, Dollar Tree. Fantastic. All right, so there you have it. We have our neons, our pastels, our deeps, and the neutrals. And then remember, the only one that has glitter in it is um, the deep with all the reds. And then that one also has black. The neutral is the one that has white. And then the rest are just solids. All right. Well, if there are no other questions, thank you so much for spending some of your afternoon with me. I really hope you guys get these in. They are so much fun to play with. And so easy to use. And just remember, the steps are exactly the same as a regular gel polish application. You're just, the consistency of the polish is what's different. So instead of being liquidy, it's a thick cream. I don't know if they're going to come out with more colors. I really hope they do because I think they are a lot of fun and they're great. I think the colors that they did come out with are a good starting point because I think it covers all your bases and the fact that you can mix them. And I would love to see a glitter line. I would love to see a metallic line if I'm going to be picky. If I had to pick, there would definitely be a metallic line, a glitter line, and a shimmer. I know shimmer polishes are not, according to my daughter, they're not in anymore, but I love shimmer polishes or metallics. So I think those would be fun. I also think it would be fun to have an empty palette and then you just pick the colors you want and you build your own. I think that would be fun. Um, so time will tell. I mean, honestly and truly, when something new launches, it all depends on sales, you know, how well it does in the market. If it does really well, then yeah, of course they're going to come out with new ones. So I think this is going to do well. I really like them and they're a lot of fun. And the coverage is amazing. And it just gives you just that extra bit of something like, especially with nail art, like there's certain things that I now can do because of the gel polish having this consistency that not that I struggled with it before, but again, those nice, clean, straight lines. I'm going to gravitate, especially because most of the time when I'm striping, I'm either striping with black or white. So I'm going to gravitate towards these before I would ever grab my cream or my regular gel polish because I know I can stripe those clean, straight lines and get a cleaner line with the cream gels. But I also know if I'm doing something with blooming gel, I want regular polish. So it just opens up another avenue when it comes to design and options to have. So I hope these take off. I would love, 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 love to see more. Holiday thing. Yeah. What time is it? We still have 10 minutes. I'll show you my new, like, I've already done this one on a client because, it's October. So if you want the cutest ghosts, because she brought me a Pinterest picture and I was like, absolutely, I can do that. I lost my surface cleanser. No, I didn't. Found it. So this, you're going to need the cream gels and you're going to need regular polish. And of course, you don't need cream gels. You can absolutely 100% do this design with regular polish. I'm just using this because it's sitting in front of my face. So this would be a very quick Halloween, like somebody comes in, they didn't schedule extra time for nail art, but they want something cutesy for Halloween. This would probably be my go-to because it is that fast and there's no skill needed to, let me just be 100% honest, there's no skill level needed to make this design. You do need blooming gel. And you need white polish, regular polish, not cream gels. And a dotting tool. Let that bloom out until you're satisfied with the bloom. Give it a quick cure. And you don't have to give it a full cure. You can just do like a 10-second flash cure. I don't think that turned on. Did that turn on? Yeah. Well, it didn't turn on, and now my bloom is a bit too much, but that's okay. We're going to work with it. Make sure your light turns on. Blooming gel will continue to bloom until you cure it. So you got to really watch it. You need a smaller dot. It just doesn't get any easier than that. Blooming gel is amazing for nail art. I absolutely love it, especially for Halloween because you get that spooky look, that smoky look. Uh, and now we have our ghosts on the nail. So easy, like easy peasy. Can't beat that. It's like the easiest thing. Another really easy design is like the little mummy eyes coming out because you don't have to be precise with your stripes. You just slap it all over the nail, add some bug out eyeballs. Super easy. Another really easy one is the matte top coat. So you take your choice of green. This was actually a glittery, shimmery green, but I used the matte top coat and then I did my stitches on it. Again, so easy. You can't mess that up as long as you can make a stripe. Um, Probably one of my favorites is my Jack the Pumpkin King. He's probably one of my favorites. Um, when you are doing something against black and you want that color to pop, so I polished the entire nail black. Then I did a giant white blob for his face, a semi rectangle for his neck and kind of little swippies for his shoulder blades. And then I did the entire Santa hat in white. The entire hat was done in white. Everything was white. Gave it a cure. Then I added the black eyes, nose, and mouth. And then I added the red where I wanted the red to be and gave that a cure. And I only flash cured it. I didn't do full cures when I was adding shades. Once I was satisfied with what everything looked like, and then I put the white on the fur and the pom-pom, gave that a cure, I top coated the entire nail and made it shiny. Then I went back in after I top coated, and then I added more white to the pom-pom and the rim of the hat. And I took white dipping powder. So I just took white dipping powder and I poured that over the wet polish and cured the powder to the polish. So now if you touch it and you look at it from a profile, it's kind of raised and it's to make it look like fur. So I love him. He's one of my favorites. I did the same thing with this spider. I did the whole nail gray, top coated everything. Then I took white polish over the top coat, made my spider, took the white dipping powder. So now I have a furry spider. You can do the same spider, but instead of powder, you can add rhinestones and give them a little rhinestone. The spider is actually really easy. If you can make a dot and a stripe, a line, you can make a spider. So it's a large dot and a small dot. And then you just do little V-shaped little legs. And that's it. I would say this one was probably the most time consuming, was to do the three-dimensional, like the shadowed spider web and then add the spider on top of it with a rhinestone. That one is a little more time consuming, but again, really easy. As long as you can make a stripe and a dot, you can make that. This one is super easy as well. I did the whole nail, just a sheer glitter color, sheer, I think it was called champagne. And then I sponged on some black. Well, I first did a stripe with a striping brush, and then I took the brush and I patted the black so that it was kind of softer. But again, I would redo this nail. I want to redo this one using the cream gels, because I think the cream gels would have been a lot easier to sponge and I would have gotten a better sponged look. And then a half circle for the moon and two dots and a little squiggly line and you drag out the dot for the ears of the cat. Again, really, really easy, but they look super cute. But this one by far, and this one will probably be your fastest Halloween, Frankenstein, ghost that you can do. All right, that concludes our webinar for today. Oh, I don't know if Shelly is still on. Do you know what the school price is for the 18G plus? Well, we no longer have the 18G plus. That I know for sure got discontinued. The only two lamps that are still in existence is the Comfort Cure and the Unplugged. I just still have my 18G plus because, you know, those things last forever. But we can send your school pricing. Make sure your attendance, what school are you with, and we'll send pricing over to your school. All right, well, if there are no other questions, thank you guys so much for spending your afternoon with me. And I really hope you guys enjoyed the class. Thank you guys again and have a great day. Bye-bye.